What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a new series that I'm going to be starting, which is going to be called Dragon Ball One-Shots. You guys have already seen Marvel One-Shots from the MCU, and now I'm doing my own type of One-Shots that will be involving what-ifs that branch off from Marvel to Dragon Ball to any type of content I enjoy. For the first One-Shot that will be debuting on the channel, we are going to be going over what if Cabba became a Super Saiyan God. Now you may be wondering, how and when does Cabba become a Super Saiyan God? Well, stay tuned, because we're going to jump into that story right now. Cabba has just witnessed Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue, with Vegeta then knocking out Cabba. Vegeta wakes Cabba up, and Cabba asks Vegeta how he got that form. Vegeta then explains that he's trained with the angel of his universe to achieve the form. Vegeta would tell Cabba not to get ahead of himself, as he just reached a simple Super Saiyan. Cabba would then proclaim that he will achieve the same form no matter what. Vegeta would chuckle, saying, "We'll see." Once the tournament ends, Cabba goes over to Goku and asks Goku how he attained the Super Saiyan God form. Goku would say that it was different from Vegeta, as it was the first time, so when he looked into it, he saw that he needed 5 Saiyans with pure hearts to help him get the form. Cabba keeps note of this as he travels back home. Cabba asks Vados if she can train him, and Vados would chuckle, but accepts under one condition: he must become a Super Saiyan God first. Cabba would be stunned to hear this, as he would then be dropped off to his home planet Sadala. He would then decide to go to get some friends to help, with him visiting Renzo. He asked Renzo to take part in a ritual to awaken the Super Saiyan God in him, with Renzo being confused until he would hear about Cabba's adventure in the tournament and would agree after seeing Cabba's Super Saiyan. He would then suggest that they visit his sister, Caulifla, to see if maybe she can help. The two then arrive at Caulifla's hideout, with her men trying to attack Cabba, but he just transforms and knocks them all away. Caulifla would be very interested to see Cabba's Super Saiyan, and Cabba would be hesitant to recruit Caulifla, with him pulling Renzo aside and asking if his sister is pure-hearted. Renzo replies that his sister is just a fighter at the end of the day, and that there is no malintent from her. To put it simply, she just loves to fight. Cabba then challenges Caulifla to a fight, and she accepts, with Cabba whipping the floor with her. Cabba would think that by pummeling Caulifla, it would awaken the rage of a Super Saiyan, but it wouldn't. Caulifla would ask if there's any other way, and Cabba tells Caulifla about a tingly sensation in his back once he transforms, which, this is the weirdest thing in Dragon Ball ever to occur, but I don't know. Caulifla then starts to power up, and soon enough, she becomes a Super Saiyan. Cabba is surprised to see this, and Renzo also tries this, and in this story, Renzo doesn't have his stupid leg injury just yet, so Renzo would try to become a Super Saiyan. It takes him a few tries, with Caulifla barking at him to just transform already, with Renzo getting annoyed by this, telling her to shut up, and soon enough, he becomes a Super Saiyan. Cabba is very happy with their progress, but they still wouldn't have enough Super Saiyans. Caulifla then suggests that they make her sister into a Super Saiyan too. Well, a Super Saiyan also. Renzo would be confused, until he would see Kale come out of hiding, and this goes about the same way it did in canon, but just much earlier. Kale would then grab onto her face and lets her power out, as Kale would then transform into a legendary Super Saiyan. Kale goes berserk, and the three transform into their Super Saiyan states, and they try to calm her down. Soon enough, Caulifla turns Super Saiyan 2, and she finally calms her down. Kale passes out, and she falls onto Cabba. Cabba is surprised to see this different type of Super Saiyan. Could this be a different type of Super Saiyan? Only exclusive to some Saiyans and not all? Kale, Caulifla, and Renzo then train, as Cabba goes to the palace, the King's Palace. Cabba requests that he talks with King Sadala, and he talks with the King, telling the King about the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan God, and that he can achieve that power too. The King is very intrigued by this, and he decides to help Cabba out. Him and his wife then train, and they would become Super Saiyans, in a little bit of time, but really no time at all. They then begin the ritual on Cabba, and they all transform into Super Saiyans, placing their hands onto Cabba's back. Cabba's aura would then change, as it would go from his Super Saiyan aura to an orange Super Saiyan God aura. The group of Saiyans are astonished to see Cabba as a Super Saiyan God, with Cabba noticing that he's slimmed down a bit, and he would look towards his hands, feeling the power of a god. A bright light then fills the sky, as Champa and Vados would appear. Champa would be intrigued to see Cabba become a god so fast, but not surprised, believing his universe has stronger Saiyans than Universe 7. Cabba would then thank Champa, with the god telling him not to get cocky with this new power, and challenges Cabba to a fight. And if Cabba loses, he'll destroy planet Sadala. Cabba then battles Champa, while the other Saiyans watch how Cabba is even giving trouble to the god of destruction. Soon enough, Cabba loses the power, and he continues to fight. Cabba fights Champa as a Super Saiyan, and soon enough, Cabba lands a hard punch onto Champa's face, and Champa will get pissed from this. Champa then forms a huge energy sphere and throws it at Cabba. Cabba holds it back until he would let go, falling back to the surface until he would tap into Super Saiyan God once more. Cabba then starts to push it back until Vados appears and makes the blast disappear. Champa would yell at Vados, saying that the battle was just getting exciting, with Vados then congratulating Cabba for becoming a god, and she states that he and Vados will train him now. Now you may be wondering how Cabba was able to become a Super Saiyan God so fast, and if the ritual would actually work in Universe 6, which I will go to defend saying that yes, the Super Saiyan God ritual should work in Universe 6 as well, as Universe 7 and Universe 6 are twin universes, so things shouldn't really differ in that matter. Before Cabba leaves with Vados, Caulifla flies in and stops Cabba. She asks where Cabba's going, and Cabba says he's going to train with the gods. Caulifla then says that she wants to learn that Super Saiyan God thing too, and Kale would say that she wants to learn how to control her power as well. Vados wouldn't be annoyed by this, but intrigued to be training now 3 Saiyans. Cabba, Kale, and Caulifla then leave to Champa's planet, and the first thing that Vados does is have them do chores that Champa never intended to do himself. Caulifla would be very annoyed to have to take care of Champa's laziness, but if it was for training, then maybe she would deal with it. It takes the 3 Saiyans a long time to clean up Champa's mess, but soon enough, Champa's world would be looking squeaky clean. Vados, taking a page out of Whis' book, would then put the 3 into her staff and let them learn God Ki as well as train in there. Soon enough, they get used to the God Ki and they all begin to train. While Cabba and Caulifla are training in the staff, Vados is giving Kale some special training by letting her go berserk. Vados would be dodging her attacks, and soon enough, Kale starts to calm down, and then she transforms into a controlled legendary Super Saiyan. Vados continues to train the Saiyans for a few more months, with Cabba and Caulifla being able to transform into Super Saiyan gods. They would also be able to transform into Super Saiyan 2, and would be on the verge of Super Saiyan 3. But they would be placing more of their time into their Super Saiyan God forms. One day while sparring, Cabba and Caulifla would be in an intense battle, with it going back and forth until they clash, with a glow of Super Saiyan Blue sparking the area. Vados would be very pleased to see this, with the 3 Saiyans' development, and this would also motivate the Saiyans to train even harder. One day while training, Champa tells the Saiyans that they're going to face Universe 7 once again. Cabba would be confused, asking if there's another tournament, but Champa would say no. They will be playing an Earth game called Baseball. The filler game would go as expected, with Universe 7 still winning, but before they leave, Vegeta challenges Cabba to a fight. Vegeta would say that he's impressed to sense godly ki in Cabba, but he would want to test himself. They go blow for blow, and it seems that Cabba starts to lose ground until Cabba would finally power up into Super Saiyan God. Vegeta powers up to Super Saiyan Blue, and Cabba does very well during their battle, but Cabba would lose once again. Vegeta is very proud of Cabba, saying that Being able to become a god in such a short time is something they never could have done, and that Cabba should be proud of himself. But then, a new contender would step up. Whis would then look on surprised to see that Kale is challenging Goku. Kale would challenge Goku, sensing that Goku is stronger than Vegeta, and Goku would of course accept. Goku then fights her, with Kale powering up into her legendary Super Saiyan 2 form. Everyone would be shocked to see this, with Goku powering up to Super Saiyan 2, and both of them would battle it out, with Kale beginning to overwhelm Goku. Goku would begin to lose ground from this until he would transform into Super Saiyan 3, but little to his knowledge, Kale would smirk, as she would say that she could do the same thing, and she would burst into her own Super Saiyan 3 and begin to pummel Goku. Goku was shocked to see this power, and Cauliflower would be proud of her sis, and, more importantly, she would be very, very excited to see this battle. Goku then finally powers up to Super Saiyan Blue. Kale's Super Saiyan 3 would keep adding more struggle to Goku, even in Super Saiyan Blue, and Goku then keeps on fighting Kale, and Kale then all of a sudden fires a mouth beam, and Goku gets hit by it hard. Kale's about to jump in and punch Goku, but Goku dodges it. Goku's eyes would flash silver, and Goku continues to fight Kale while he's dodging all of her punches. Whis would be surprised, saying that Goku has attained the power of the gods, Ultra Instinct Omen. But something's off about the form. It's not the full power. Goku is in Ultra Instinct Omen, but he would be able to take out Kale. Goku would thank Kale for the match afterwards, saying that he didn't know he could tap into such power, and that with her tapping into this form only inspires him to continue his journey. Kale would smile, thanking Goku for the great match, and after the baseball game, the Saiyans return to Universe 6, and they return to Vados' training. Soon enough, they finish their training with the three learning Super Saiyan Blue, and they head back to their home planet. Cabba has a nice reunion with the King and Queen, and Renzo, and it appears that they haven't stopped training either. They have gotten their power up to Super Saiyan 2. Sometime later, Champa would have to recruit members for the Tournament of Power. Champa would have Cabba recruit the Saiyans, with Cabba recruiting Renzo, Kale, and Cauliflower. Cabba also tries to recruit the King and Queen, but they have an even better idea. Since their duties on the planet cannot be ignored, they would instead send their son, Prince Sadala. Prince Sadala seems to be very strong, and now that they have 5 strong fighters for the team, they continue by getting Hit, Vegeta, Botamo, Frost, and the Namekian, Salnel. Instead of Salnel being with Purina, he would have instead fused with all the Namekians of Namek. Once arriving at the tournament, Vegeta, the Prince of Saiyans of Universe 7, would meet Sadala, the Prince of the Universe 6 Saiyans. The two would be eyeing each other up, but soon enough the tournament would begin. Vegeta would power up into his Super Saiyan, with Sadala doing the same, with the two staring each other off. Sadala would then jump into battle as Vegeta would engage against him. While Vegeta is facing Sadala, Goku is having his rematch with Kale, and he becomes surprised to see how she has infused her Berserker power and God power together. Goku then reveals that he hasn't slacked off with his training either, with Goku then powering up into Super Saiyan God as he would face Kale, with Cauliflower observing. Cauliflower did really want to face Goku this time, but Kale says that she has a score to settle with him. Kale and Goku begin to battle it out, with the two adapting to each other. Goku would then kick Kale into a pillar, and from there, Kale gets out and tells him to transform into that form he used before, but Goku states that he can't use it for some reason. Goku then explains that his teacher, Whis, told him it was Ultra Instinct. Kale then continues the battle, but gets confused, as Goku would be moving much quicker than he did before in such a weaker form. Kale starts to become angry, as she is getting injured badly, but then Goku gets kicked away by Cauliflower. Cauliflower would then power up into her Super Saiyan God as well, and she starts to help Kale, and she finds out what Goku is doing. He is going from his God form to his blue form, and Goku admits that he is once he is found out. Goku would then power up into his Super Saiyan Blue, and the intensity from this form would push the two back. Goku would show that he has become much stronger than his canon self. Kale would tell Caulifla that they need to work together if they want to defeat Goku, with Caulifla nodding as the two back away from Goku. Goku would be confused by this, until he would watch on, as Caulifla and Kale would use the Batar earrings to become Kefla. Goku would be excited to see the fusion's power, with Goku bursting into Ultra Instinct Omen. Both of the Saiyans would clash, with Kefla actually overpowering Goku by a mile. Goku would begin to get pummeled until Jiren would arrive. Jiren would then say that he is now their opponent, with Kefla smirking as a three-way battle. Stop it! Goku would then burst into his Ultra Instinct Omen, with Kefla utilizing her legendary God form. Vegeta and Sadala would soon enough see this, with them two then noticing that their battle would have been sending shockwaves that would be knocking almost every fighter out. The universe members would begin to fall, as every member from each team would begin to fall all at once, until it would be the twin universes against Universe 11. Kefla would then burst out her new power, with Goku and Jiren dodging, with the two getting closer to Kefla until they are blasted away by a Gallic Cannon from Cabba, who would be in Super Saiyan Blue. Goku and Jiren would look on angered until Kefla would fire her full power against the two, with the two then trying to overpower it, but Cabba would jump in alongside Sadala and hit. The team would fire out their full power, which would then knock out Jiren and Goku. Kefla would then defuse, with Kale and Caulifla being exhausted, until a blue dash would come around and knock the two out, with Vegeta arriving in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Vegeta would commend Universe 6 for being the last universe, but it all ends here, as he will eliminate them all. The team would prepare to face Vegeta, until Cabba would ask the team to hang back so he can face his master himself. Hit would tell Cabba not to be stupid, they can take him out together, with Cabba saying that he wants to prove himself. Vegeta would smirk, telling Cabba he's impressed with how much stronger he has gotten, and now maybe he'll be a worthy opponent after discovering this new power. Cabba would say that he is thankful for meeting Vegeta, but now he is going to prove himself by defeating him. Vegeta would laugh, telling Cabba to bring it. Cabba would burst into Super Saiyan Blue, with the two going toe-to-toe, with Vegeta being extremely aggressive and Cabba being very calm and collected. Vegeta would be getting annoyed and would begin to pummel Cabba, with Cabba being overwhelmed by Vegeta's sheer strength. Cabba would be getting closer and closer to the edge, with Champa shouting for his team to help Cabba, but the other Saiyans would honor Cabba's wish. Vegeta would drag Cabba to the edge, with him saying that he has become stronger, but this time it isn't enough. Cabba would smirk, saying that he isn't done. Cabba would then look towards his friends and remember his family. With the idea of losing at the back of his mind, he would decide that he is done losing to Vegeta, but he wouldn't snap in rage. He would calm himself, then collect his aura together. Vegeta would prepare to blast Cabba out of the ring until Cabba would blast Vegeta away. Vegeta would then look up surprised, seeing Cabba in his own new form, Mastered Super Saiyan Blue. Cabba would then rush forward, with Vegeta pressing Cabba. The two's armor would begin to chip away as they would go toe-to-toe once again. This time, Cabba wasn't backing down as he would continue to rush forward. Cabba would then begin to pummel Vegeta and throw him against the wall. Vegeta would land flat onto the wall, with Cabba then forming his own final flash and firing it at Vegeta, which would go on to eliminate Vegeta. Vegeta would tell Cabba that he's proud of him from the stands, with Cabba saying that they will fight again with no constraints. Vegeta would like this idea, as Universe 7 would be erased. Zeno would be upset and would ask Cabba what his wish would be. Cabba would then ask Zeno to bring back all the universes, with Zeno then being happy again. Vados would say that she is impressed with Cabba's development, and whenever he's ready, she is ready to bring him to the next level. Cabba would like this idea, and would agree, as the team would head back to Universe 6. And with that, wrap up our first ever one-shot what if. Thank you guys so much for watching the video and for watching this new one-shot video. I love to see the suggestions you guys leave online, and I'm going to work on them no matter what. And one of these suggestions I really like, so stay tuned if you have a Future Trunks logo as your background. With that out of the way, if you guys have suggestions for future one-shot what-ifs, make sure you guys drop them in the comments below. And so then, I could work on them and get them out as soon as I can. But until next time, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, later.